Hey guys, what's going on? It's Gary Oak here once again with some more Let's Play Heroes of Might and Magic 2. And I've got some explaining to do.
Your punishment of the peasants was inspiring. An exemplary job. Our next move is to conquer the rural lords near Roland's castle. While these lords can be defeated using conventional methods, it is the firm opinion of my chief warlock advisor that the aid of the Dragon King would be an effective weapon against our enemies. Unfortunately, the Dragon King will not help us voluntarily. What is your counsel, my general? Shall we launch an immediate attack against Roland's vassals, or shall we first conquer the dragons?
So, if you're wondering what explaining I have to do, those of you who are perceptive will know that I have noticed that I have awards here, where I didn't before, and therein lies the explanation. So, because this is like a Let's Play and I want to play through as much content as possible, I am going to do the optional scenario here. And on top of that, apparently the last, if memory serves, the last few levels are a real pain if you don't have any awards, and getting dragons to help fight for you is a huge, huge benefit. So we're going to select the Barbarian for this. So, yeah, basically there are two really strong enemy heroes, or factions on this map, and, yeah, we gotta conquer them. Well, we don't have to, but it makes it a lot easier to get through the Dragon Castle. So, why do I have the Ogre Alliance in Dwarfbane? Well, that's because I actually tried doing this scenario a couple of times, and both times were miserable failures. This scenario is exceedingly difficult without the Ogre Alliance, and without Dwarfbane. Right? Because these ogres here will join you for free, and they will be upgraded at a hill fort to Ogre Lords, and Ogre Lords are extremely, extremely good. Like, it's hard to overstate how valuable it is to have Ogre Lords in your army. So let's see, I do have a ship here, so I'm going to make a... I wish I had a sorceress I could make, I really do. But I guess I'll just go with a barbarian hero here, Crag Hack. So yes, I did try this a couple of times, and what I'm doing is every time I fail a scenario, I basically just scrap the VOD unless something really, really cool happens. And nothing cool happened at all. I just crashed and burned pretty heavily. So let's get these ogres. Look at that. 51 ogres already. So we're just going to sweep down this way and grab some Flossom for extra money. So basically what makes this scenario difficult is one of the heroes, or the enemy heroes, starts with a few dragons. And not only that, they're a really, really strong spellcaster, and because of how heavily guarded everything is by stacks of dwarves, stacks of ogres, all of that not-so-fun stuff, what will happen is I'll just get completely shreked by, yeah, see, 51 Ogre Lords. At this stage of the game, that's disgusting. Basically, it means I can't run around and exploit very many of the resources on the map. And when I can't do that, I get off to a slow start. And when I'm off to a slow start, I have absolutely no reasonable way of dealing with dragons. And I'm not the only person to have this problem. Someone who's very good at Heroes 2, I'm sure, will be able to help. Ooh, let's see here. Long search of the island discovered there's no way for me to escape without help, and I cannot steal a ship from one of the coastal castles. I dare not venture into the desert unless I wish to become dragon food. Should anyone find this, I beg of you, please send a ship and get me off that cursed island. Okay, so I guess that alludes to an island in the bottom right corner of the map. And yes, it is obvious I am pretty familiar with the layout of the map. Basically what happened is I tried to play a long game with a warlock on my best attempt, and because I didn't have any of these alliances, I couldn't just, yeah, see, Dwarfbane, run for your lives, and they just give up and scatter. And I'll get more XP. I think I'll go for, ooh, ballistics or luck. They're both really good. I'm thinking I'll go for luck, because I'm hoping ballistics will show up again sooner instead of later. But, yeah, basically I did everything I could, and I had absolutely no way of getting anything done. So because of that, I had to just try and rush the dragons, and I didn't have enough to rush the dragons. I actually got banished because I wasn't able to complete the scenario in time. Like, I couldn't even attempt the dragon castle, and I don't think I had enough. I think there's something like, I don't know, a half dozen dragons guarding it, and even if there's no hero to bolster their attack and defense rating, that's still way more than I can chew. I'm gonna see if we can actually just attack the enemy castle straight away. Oh, this hero has navigation. Interesting. What I should have done is I should have sent this hero in the ship right off instead of recruiting a new hero. I didn't even realize that that hero had navigation. That's a scenario special, because barbarian heroes absolutely do not start with navigation. So I have no idea what's defending that castle. I'm gonna see if we can take it. Because if we can just knock out Orange instantly, that'll make the scenario exponentially easier. I forget which hero was the one that came with the additional dragons, though. If it's Orange, we're in a lot of trouble. And of course now I get the Sorceress offered to me after I recruit one hero. That's always nice. So, how did I get the Ogre Alliance? Well, what I did is I just replayed through the entire Evil campaign off-stream, or off-camera, rather, because this isn't a stream, this is a pre-recorded series, and if it hasn't been too obvious by now, I've actually recorded every single episode before a single one makes it to YouTube, so if you're hearing this, that means the final level is actually up on YouTube right now. So I need an Adobe. I'm not going to build anything here. It's not really worth it. So we're going to see if we can get anything done with that. So I guess we'll just land here. The artifact. Alright, let's see if we can take on this castle. Orange is not well built up at all. Unfortunately, I don't have any magic, but he can't blind me for too often. Or too long, I mean. I don't... For too often, that's not even a sentence. What am I doing? Well, Mr. Tumnus is dead. That means he has to come out of his castle. So I think I'm just gonna chill here and wait for my blind to wear off while I take pot shots at the Hydras. But yeah, if I can defend this, then I'll be sitting pretty. I'll have a second castle, more income. I'll have a Warlock, so I'll be able to tech to dragons myself. That should hopefully give me enough muscle to just basically crush anything that the other hero is going to send at me. Losing a few Orc Chiefs isn't the worst. I can definitely sustain those losses. I should have split my Ogre stack. Because there's no reason to have this many Ogres. I mean, 544 damage. That would have killed both Hydras, like, several times over. Let's see what this castle's got. Actually, I'll park my hero in here. Let's buy a spellbook. I only think we can learn up to the level 2, so I can't learn Cold Ring or Fireball until I get a rank of Wisdom, but Haste and Steelskin and Blind are all really nice. No Lightning Bolt, that kind of sucks, but, you know, we have a... Wow, this Warlock Castle's actually really, really teched out. I'm going to build a Waterfall for more Mr. Tumnus. So now we've got the basically everything that's necessary here, apart from, like, a Thieves Guild in the Green Tower. Because, again, Barb heroes have a very low chance of learning Wisdom, and without Wisdom, there's no point getting a higher level Mage Guild. Like, literally 0. So I can run around and start yanking some resources here. I have to be careful, though, because Orange absolutely has, they absolutely have another hero somewhere on the map. How many heroes that is, I have no way of knowing. Let's build an Adobe. So that means I will be able to afford an upgraded stick hut. Now, I think it would be... Yeah, it's prudent for me to build another hero. I'm going to build another Barb. Let's just go max Barb, you know. I'm going to send him on his way. I'm not going to build any units. I'll just leave him with his with a goblin stack here. Actually, screw it. I'll build some goblins. Why not? Nice, big, beefy stack of goblins. It'll make the army a bit more intimidating to deal with. Ooh, lots of ogres. That's lots of free conscripts to the cause. So we've got some more movement at sea. And let's hit this up. That just gives me more movement speed. Now, these stone liths actually take you to the desert. And I don't want to go to the desert yet. The desert is a very dangerous and scary place. And I can't wander too far from this castle, because right now it's vulnerable to being retaken. And I don't have the capital to just, spend my money on units there. But I can just grab some resources. I may as well hit this. Oh, that was actually a mistake. That was a big mistake. I'll just wipe out the dwarf stack here. See, none of this would have been possible if it weren't for those ogre lords. Even though I technically would have taken the castle without the ogre lords, but I needed to basically clear the way, because I think I went through some dwarf stacks that I wouldn't have been able to kill. Like, this straight up is physically impossible without that reward. I'll just take this. This is kind of the midway approach. Yeah, I'm within striking distance of this castle, and I haven't seen the enemy hero yet. Well, at least Mr. Craig Hack will be able to start sailing soon, and he has a bit more movement at sea. That's not really worth it. Get some more ore. You need a lot of ore for... Actually, both factions, I believe, need tons of ore to function. Yeah, you need 30 ore and a bunch of sulfur for the Dragon Tower. So I'll need to keep that in mind. And barbarians are ore hogs. Which makes sense, right? I'm gonna actually just chill out and wait to build a bridge. Because I don't know how long it'll be before I'm able to make Cyclops to any degree of effectiveness, but I don't know. I think investing in other units and heroes is going to be better. Yeah, expert archery. I definitely want to invest in trolls. So now we're going to go supersonic speed up the coast here. There may be some stuff I can just take. This Flossom will at least help me get a bit of an advantage here. Maybe it's actually worth sweeping around this way first with Aragon or whatever you want to call him. I don't want to engage the elves. I don't have very much ranged. That's what I was hoping to happen. Now my army's large enough that I can intimidate the weaker stacks and I don't have to fight them. And in case anyone's wondering, that replay of the Lord Corlegon mission, it took a while again. I don't think it took 3 hours this time, but it still took me a while. Oh, there's a shipwreck survivor. He has a Fizzbin, what a dick! Well, I don't really care. Craig Hack this guy's just a a nothing hero. I'm not going to fight with him. So having negative... It's what? Isn't it negative 2 morale? Yeah, the Fizban's negative 2 morale. That's one thing I kind of like about this game, is just how stupid and imbalanced some of the stuff is, because what this game does, right, is it kind of exchanges balance for flavor. And in this day and age, I'm going to sound like an old boomer, because I am, right? I'm 36 years old, so when you're closer to the age of 40 than you are the age of 30 by internet standards, you're a boomer, even though my parents who had me late in their lives were, they were actual boomers. But even though I'm not a baby boomer generation, I basically am. As soon as you hit 30 on the internet, you're a boomer. That's always how it's going to be. Even in like 50 years when all the boomers are dead, you're probably still going to consider 30-year-olds on the internet a boomer. Hell, maybe 20 will be the new boomer in 50 years. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Oh, these elves want to join me. I have a max level archery. So, yeah. I can't argue with that. Because archery means I deal bonus damage with my ranged units. Ooh. Gold as well. Maybe I can use Crag Hack and just deploy him here and... Yep, scare off the dwarves. Now Crag Hack can just start sweeping up the coast while Aragon sweeps down the coast. Again, it may have been beneficial to do this, but... What I was saying about game balance is... If you go back in time to 1996, the concept of esports literally didn't exist. The closest thing we had to competitive gaming was like, you know, the blockbuster video game tournaments, and you know, The Wizard. Like, that Nintendo film, The Wizard. Where they were racing in Mario 3. As, like, a glorified advert for Mario 3. It's kind of ridiculous when you think about it, but hey. And because of that, game balance wasn't always at the forefront of what developers were concerned with, right? It was mainly about fun and flavor. And Heroes of Might and Magic 2 is a extremely flavorful game. That's why I come back to it, even though the balance is just completely stupid. Because depending on what kind of game you want to play, that will have a massive, massive impact over what faction is the best. Like, on a smaller map, Barbarians are just insane, because Barbarians are the rush hero, but their scaling is atrocious. They have absolutely terrible scaling into late game, whereas Warlocks, the longer the game goes, the more the game favors the Warlocks, because it may take you forever to get to Black Dragons, but when you have a massive stack of Black Dragons, I mean, it's kind of... the game's over at that point. Black Dragons are very fast, they can fly, they're immune to magic, they do a conal attack, they have the highest stat line of any creature in the game, they're just the best. I mean, I personally really love the Titan, but if you have, I don't know, 5 stacks of 10,000 Titans versus 5 stacks of 10,000 Black Dragons, the Black Dragons are going to win that fight every single time. Even if you don't factor in magic, like even if you don't have an enemy hero use magic on the Titans. So there is that to consider. And the Knight has similar pitfalls to the Barbarian. The Knight doesn't have as much muscle as the Barbarian, but they are an extremely fast faction. When you upgrade all of their units to Tier 2, they are incredibly swift. Nothing travels across a map like a Knight army. Because I think there's only 2 units in the game, I believe, that are as fast as, that are at the ultra-fast movement speed, and that's cavalry, and phoenixes, I believe. But if the game is designed not as a competitive multiplayer game, then you're able to just have fun and make these fun design decisions. Because even though the factions are completely and utterly imbalanced in Heroes of Might and Magic 2, and 1 for that matter. Yeah, there goes Orange. Even though everything, the balance in this game is pretty atrocious, it's still fine. I still give it a pass because there aren't ever going to be esports tournaments of Heroes of Might and Magic 2, right? That's never going to exist. And they don't need to. That's okay. Oh, we're getting some spell damage on our Barbarian. I need to build up a big enough Ogre stack to just overwhelm the other Warlock hero to the south. I think that's the play. But yeah, that's just my stance on balance and all of that. And because esports didn't exist at the time, right? There's no... The thought of making a balanced game for competitive play, it just never crossed the minds of people. And because of that, there are these really weird and stupid interactions that can happen in the game, and some of the artifacts in this game are absolutely ridiculous if you think about how powerful they are. They're just not balanced. And of course you have completely inane things like the, like the fizz bin, where you can just find something that makes you actively worse. The only time a fizz bin of misfortune is remotely good is if you're making a hero that is meant to die. Oh, these iron golems actually want to fight. Okay. I thought they'd run away. I guess Mr. Tin Man, they don't really know fear because they're made of the tin. That's one question. Do golems think and feel? I don't know. Like, does a golem have a soul? Does magically imbuing this Wizard of Oz looking motherfucker with the ability to walk around and punch people in the face like this, does that constitute giving them a soul, like putting a soul into their body? I don't know. We're asking the existential questions today. These guys are in desperate need of some oil, man. I'm not too sure how I feel about this choke. But without any magic, I mean, what can you do? And I don't understand how golems can feel morale, but here we are. I don't know why I'm questioning these things in games with, like, fairies and ogres and trolls and titans from a cloud castle. I don't know why I'm questioning that type of thing. I guess that's just how immersion works. Gonna lose an ogre here and there, that's not too bad. Ogres are nice and beefy. Lose some goblins. More logistics. I don't mind not getting wisdom right now. I just want to rush and get as many resources as possible. Because I have the Ogre Alliance in this one, I'm able to just kind of spread my wings and go to multiple locations. Because apart from the extra dragons the computer gets for free, there's still a warlock faction, right? So they're going to be slower. And I have to use that to my advantage. So let's take a look at the observation tower. For those who like the dramatic music, here it is. That is a warlock castle. See, this guy's got a few dragons. And I don't know if we've got the mustard to take him out. I definitely don't have the ability to take out those griffins up there. Which is fine. We're actually pretty close to meeting up here, so what I'll do... scouting or diplomacy, I'll just go with scouting. Both of those are pretty wretched choices here. I think I'll just join up these two armies together. Okay, I do have goblins, so yeah. If we join up these armies together, then I can maybe take out this warlock castle in one little swoop. So, let's actually waste money on a thieves guild. I may build two. So, that's his only hero. If we can take out yellow here and now, then I basically just get to play Farmville until I'm ready to attack. I don't know why I said Farmville, but I basically just get to play and do whatever I want because there's no computer on the map. So I'll just take out these piggies. Gotta avenge King Robert every single time. If my units have enough muscle to take out the pigs without them retaliating, this will go pretty quick. I'm not sure what exactly determines when the computer thinks that, okay, you have too much of a force for my guys to handle. Okay, I have to move my ogre up here. Because I wouldn't have been able to strike with this guy. I know there is a mod, I believe it's called F-Heroes 2, but I'm just playing the vanilla version. I know F-Heroes 2 is, like, basically a massive improvement to the game from what I've seen, and it does a lot of the math and everything for you, so you don't have to really think as hard. And it basically just makes all these calculations fully accessible without you having to worry about it. It's all stuff that you're able to do yourself, it just expedites it. Oh, did they make a second hero? Oh no, never mind, I have 3 heroes. What am I thinking? Yeah, so they do have 2 heroes. So anyone who was laughing at me earlier in the video, you can stop laughing. I get it. I made mistakes. It happens. Now I just have to live with that. How many ore mines do we have here? We have 2 ore mines, so I need 1 more ore. I guess I can build some marketplaces now. No, it actually doesn't help. It doesn't help. I don't have the gold. That's the problem. I just don't have gold mines. I think I'll go in with this army here. Oh, they want to join me. So now we'll link up our forces here. Probably do this, and this. Oh, why am I doing it? That's the opposite of what I wanted to do. Strike that, reverse it. As a great man once said. Now, will this be a negative to my morale? It might be because I have troops of 3 aligned. I don't know. It says morale is normal, so I'm guessing I'm at -1 morale if I have nomads in my forces. But this is tricky. I think I'll go with this. Then Aragon can just start sweeping around and grabbing some muns. Does this other guy... Okay, the other guy doesn't have much. The reason I bought 2 Thieves Guild, by the way, is it gives me an approximation number for the enemy castle. I'm, like, slowly relearning all these fundamental heroes mechanics as I go along. I think I'll sweep down this way. I think that's what we'll do. Because I can take out the Hydras, learn a spell. I'll actually grab this before the other hero can. And now we'll just wait. Okay, good. Yeah, they're running away. Vesper's pretty weak. I want to learn a spell there, but I'm going to eschew from doing that. Yeah, 8,700 gold. It's what? I think it's like over 10,000 gold for dragons. Yikes. I guess I'll go with mysticism if I ever start learning spells. That's still pretty weak. These are some pretty lacking level up rewards for Aragon. Okay, I have an attack power of 9. I don't know what this guy has, but we'll give it a go here. Alright, our nomads are going first. Let's see what he's got. Only 3 spell power. Now, the question is... his gargoyles are going to go first. I'm going to throw a blind down on him. Because even if he dispels them, I don't think they get to move. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to deny the gargoyles from moving at all. The Medusa have... oh, his army is poor morale because he has... oh, that's right. He's doing the mixed faction thing too, except I've got enough extra leadership to negate it. So my morale is neutral. Yep. Ooh, he blinded me. I have 1 dispel left in my arsenal. Oh, I moved 1 step too far. Whoops. Yeah, I don't have too much left here. I have spell... wow, having a spell power of 3 and a barbarian is... I'm not used to that. I need to shoot these Minotaur chiefs down. Wow. 57 free elves packs a ton of punch. I just wish I had some type of anti-magic artifact on me. Oh, I don't have enough to dispel. Maybe hasting the ogres is smart. That's our last spell. And I think we'll just move up and just take them out. Yeah, hasting the ogre is definitely the right call here. Now, if I can do 300 damage a shot to Minotaur Kings who have heavier armor, that's almost enough to just wipe out the whole gargoyle stack. I think I'll... no, I can ignore them for a turn. I can ignore them for a turn. So we'll just blast the golems. Hopefully the goblins are enough to knock down the hydras. Yup. Sit down. Sit down, hydras. I want to actually kill him. I don't want this guy to retreat. Did we do it? We did. Elemental Ring? What does Elemental Ring do? Ballistics, just in time. So, Elemental Ring gives us... it's useless. I wasted all my magic on that, but, this guy has, let's see... he has to have poor morale, too. He's got the neutral dudes, he has, barb units, and he's got warlock units. Yeah, this looks good. This is going a lot better. Yeah, in case anyone was wondering what happened off-camera, we struggled mightily. I think I spent an hour and a half, maybe, only to lose. And that's the best try that I was able to put forward. It was, not pretty. That looks like a gem mine down there. So, I just need to take this out, Dragon Watch. I'll keep going for gold. And I'll... oh, nice, an observation tower. These observation towers are pretty good. I'm not sure what we're gonna get for defense here, so we're gonna get griffins. Griffins, gargoyles. Does that mean we're not going to face Mr. Tumnus here? We'll try. See who goes. See how she goes. Alright, they weren't able to fortify those towers yet. Having level 2 ballistics is good too. That'll get the walls down. I need to end the turn here, so I can not only pillage their magic tome, but also, or their mage tower, but also get my magic points back. Well, I know I'm learning blind. That's very high up on the list of things that will happen. 7 gargoyles. These elves are pretty serious. And we're lucky. Got him. Yep, and the goblins can just make these guys sit down. I just wish I had the mana to haste these ogres. They're not going to do shit up there. I probably should have arranged my stack differently. Yeah, even one more turn, the ogres aren't going to help. I'm going to do this just to wedge the nomads in place. It's just to deny the minotaurs from being able to attack, and if they do, now they're in striking distance of my ogres. Well, that turned out not to matter. I'll just put the nomads... There's actually no reason to move the nomads at all. I'll just position the Ogre Kings up here, or the Ogre Lords, not Ogre Kings. Confusing them with Minotaur Kings. Oh, all 14 free elves for that? I think I'll get leadership. So we have a level 4 mage guild, that's not going to do much good. Oh, Jesus, elemental. Yeah, elemental storm, by the way, with dragons is disgusting. The only thing worse is Armageddon with dragons, because dragons are immune to it, and it deals damage to all creatures on the battlefield. Elemental storm is good for phoenixes, too. Ooh, they have a dragon tower. The fact that they've only built one... Ooh, do we just upgrade this dragon tower? How many turns do we have left in this week? It may be wise to just hold off. Do I have the movement to get there? No, I don't have the movement there to get there this turn. 10 attack power. I may just build up this dragon tower. So I can get red dragons. Save a little bit of money. Uh-oh. Didn't even get a turn. I wonder if I can recruit him back. Nope. He's just dead. I don't think he had any artifacts, though. That's a shame. I think what we need to do right now is just turtle, because we got a black tower and a ton of sulfur. So because of that, I wonder what happens to my morale here. So we have good morale, troops of 3 alignments. What happens when we do this? Okay, so each time you add an additional alignment, it's -1. So... Ooh, I'm actually not sure what I want to do. I definitely want dragons in my army here. And we want ogres. I guess we just exchange the goblins for that, because I want to keep my morale up. So I'm guessing Crag Hack should just go and defend here. Because again, all we have to worry about right now is letting that Warlock time out. He's down there, so this means I can grab the sulfur. If we grab the sulfur and then dart back, we'll be okay. He doesn't have... I know he doesn't have Dimension Door because I just captured his mage tower. So now we just sit here and build more black dragons. It's actually completely unreal how much easier this level is without, or with the Ogre Alliance and as the Barbarians. Yeah, we'll just defend and wait them out. Doesn't matter where you go, buddy. You're not going to get with it to a castle in enough time. The guy's ass is grass. So, don't have crystals. I'm not really going to concern myself with making Cyclops. But I can make some more of these guys. Whoops. I think we'll have the trolls up there. I think we'll make it go like that. I'm not gonna make doggos. Doggos are nice, but they're glass cannons. I can start moving up here and take the resources. The golems want to join me. No. Nope. Mr. Tin Man is going to get squashed. Nothing like a boulder to the face from a tough female troll. I just like how... I don't know. It's just weird how stereotypical the game is in terms of all the mythologies it plays to, but it's just very iconic to me. And it actually shaped the way I think of a lot of these creatures, like mythological creatures, even well into my adulthood. I don't know. I don't really have another explanation for it. It's just how I think of things. That was a mistake. These goblins are toast. I severely overestimated my strength. These goblins are dead. Yeah, I'm just not sure. You know when people describe something and you just have a mental image of it? For me, a lot of that comes from Heroes of Might and Magic 2. I don't think he's got a spellbook. No, he does not. Oh, he still has the Fizzbin. Yeah, this guy isn't meant for fighting. Goodbye. Well, now we can just play this level in peace. There's no more pressure. So winning this level is not a question of when, or if, but a question of when. So we'll just run around and capitalize on as much as possible. I'm just going to stack up black dragons to infinity. That is the play. I'm going to start getting marketplaces. Max out the marketplaces. Get a good exchange rate going. Because I have excess of a lot of resources, and I need to focus that into gold and sulfur, so I can start building towers. There is a lot of really neat stuff around the map. I can explore a little bit and start taking things, just so I get a stronger hero. I'm going to invest everything into this hero and maybe meet Crag Hack up with her. At least this means we can take turns really quick and not have to worry about defending, you know, all those pesky little fundamental elements of heroes. They're just not a problem. I want to build a green tower in my Warlock Castle. Because at least this way it'll start generating dragons now on a weekly basis. And then I can just build them all into... When I get a black tower, I'll just make them black dragons and be on my way. So let's just upgrade our ogres, get a bit more movement going on. 84 ogres. This will easily be enough. Oh, and a little goblin hunt, too. Oh, I'm not playing... Oh, Dragon Slayer. Hey, speak of the devil. Lots of rocks out of nowhere. Let's just get him out of here. That's one cool thing about Heroes games is, like, the levels just have all of this really cool stuff to discover. At least to me. You know, like, you never know what's going to be around the corner. And if there's going to, you know, be cool little artifacts or any other neat thing like that. Get these dwarves out of there. I was originally going to go there at some point. At least these heroes can meet up earlier rather than later. But part of it is, from what I've seen, some of this stuff is randomly generated, some of it's not. Like, what artifacts are specifically, I believe, are randomly generated, and some creep stacks or mob stacks are randomly generated too. I think the map editor allows you to assign a kind of like an average strength to it, and it'll pick from a pool of mobs of that strength, I guess, is a good way to put it. I haven't looked into the Heroes 2 level editor too much, but as far as I'm aware, that's what's going on. Bam, take him out. Yeah, these goblins are just not long for this world. Fire Cloak. Is that just half damage from fire spells? That's completely useless to me. Because I'm not facing any spellcasters. Let's take a look here. Black Tower. And we can upgrade to another Black Tower. There we go. Now we start double pumping Black Dragons. This game should end pretty quick. I'll go and get Bless, looks like. Now Mr. Hack can just take everything. Transfer... Yeah, let's just transfer all our ogres over here. To improve morale, I should probably do this. That way I only have 2 separate alignments going now. Yeah, this definitely seems better. That's just movement at sea. Yeah, I don't care about any of those. I really couldn't care less about that stuff. So Crag can just start moving over there. Oh, I just griefed myself. Wow. Whoops. I just path blocked myself and made it take a lot longer. Oh well, let's just get Crag out of here. Now we can just go back. I think now we can just go back and sweep through. So she can upgrade over there. Get some more Ogre Lords. 164 Ogre Lords. Just a modest number of ogres. And those are almost exclusively free troops, by the way. It's just difficult to overstate how extremely hard this map is without doing what I just did. And that's why I did it. It's mainly for the sake of everyone's sanity, decision. For kind of cheesing it. I don't really know if it is cheesing, because I didn't cheat, but I'm not technically following the same playthrough now. Because of that. Yeah, it does kind of suck to not do that, but I don't know, I gave it the old college try, and it's exceedingly difficult without either alliance. Now, obviously, if you're extremely good at Heroes of Might and Magic, then you'll probably be able to scoff and say, oh, well, you could do it. You know, if you do this, that, and the other, but I'm not too up on the whole metagaming of this, and I'm not fully aware of how to min-max everything properly. Yes, I'm aware I just passed a leprechaun with goods for me, but I don't care too much. We're just grabbing black dragons. 17 black dragons. That is more than enough. We've already visited the gazebo, so we're just going to end the turn and blast on through. Do I have max pathfinding? I do. Perfect, that means the desert won't be a problem. Because the road comes to an end and we're approaching the Dragonlands of the desert. So at least I can show you the way I went earlier. It goes way faster now that I don't have to worry about pesky things like enemy player turns. Okay, that doesn't do me any good. Grab some experience. Gold isn't too big of a factor anymore. 2,000 gold. Leadership is really nice, because I'm not playing a necromancer. So I was trying to go up this way. This is where I turned around, and the dragon castle's like right around here. But unfortunately, I ran out of time, because it's just a big wall of mountains, so I'm going to try going up here. Immune to death spells, don't really care about that. What I should have done is split my dragon stack up, in hindsight. Yeah, this is a ton of dragons. But now I'm overkilling like nobody's business. I'm just gonna pass so I don't have to eat another retaliation from those dragons. The goblins might actually just kill themselves on that stack. Now, what I'm hoping is this cone will wipe out both stacks. Nope. Losing the War Trolls does suck, but it's not the end of the world. What matters is the Ogre stack and the Black Dragon stack that I'm definitely going to split up in future. Ballistics does not matter in the slightest. Spells don't matter either, because we're facing dragons, and dragons are immune to magic. Resort, nothing matters. Oh, here comes a little army of black dragons. Kind of weird saying a little army of black dragons, but there you go. We'll just do a little split 9 and 8. Now we're gonna go here. It's interesting, like, the black dragons, even though they're absolutely outmatched and have 0 chance of winning, they don't budge. That split might have been a little bit too much, but oh well. At least we can severely weaken 2 stacks and let the rest of my forces kill them. Yeah, the difference in defense is just so massive. The goblins might actually be able to take out this last dragon here. Nope. Yeah, they did enough to kill half of the black dragon. So now we just engage. See what I mean? The dragon city is just protected. So now we challenge the dragons. And this is going to be obscenely valuable. Because being able to just, Can I Dragon Slayer? Okay. I'll just Dragon Slayer the ogres. Doesn't really help. Being able to get dragons joining me for free every single game, or level in the rest of this campaign, is going to be incredibly valuable. It'll make it so much easier. Yeah, they're not even putting up a fight here. They're doing something, but that ain't good enough. This will be a pretty short level. This will be one of the shortest levels in the whole playthrough. But considering the length of these episodes on average, I'm not sure anyone's going to be complaining about that. So there we go. That is 10 dragons dead. And advanced logistics, why not? The Dragon City has fallen. You are now the master of the dragons. The thing is, like, apparently the last level is just incredibly, incredibly hard without this. Like, obscenely hard, so... With that, that concludes the, this level. It looks easy, but I swear to you, if you try this without the Ogre Alliance and Dwarfbane, it's a completely different level, and it's just... It goes from borderline impossible to one of the easiest in the campaign. I think the only one that's easier is when you do Betrayal. But doing Betrayal costs you any prior benefit, so... You pay for it and then some later on if you do the Betrayal. So Roland was right. We can chalk this up for a win for Roland. So, there you go. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time for probably a much harder level.